is everyone doing? Welcome back to another episode of The Banker Next Door. I'm your host, Dr. Joe Berquist. So today I wanted to turn my attention to rewards cards. I saw this kind of really crazy story. Citibank recently put out this brand new rewards card called the Strata. If I had that right, Strata Elite Rewards Card. And I saw this article in the Wall Street Journal, just kind of a crazy story. I wanted to share this with everybody here. So this is titled, They Signed Up for Citi's New Premium Card. It Turned into a Nightmare. So Strata Elite cardholders say they were shut out of their accounts without explanation for weeks. So when Brad Collette heard about Citi's new Strata Elite credit card with perks like airport lounge access and a dedicated service line for top tier customers, he decided to splurge on his first premium card. The customer service nightmare that followed convinced him to file his first complaint with federal regulators. Across the country, Citi Strata Elite customers say that they have been locked out of their accounts for weeks, unable to make purchases or redeem rewards that cost an annual fee of $595. To unlock the cards and rewards, the bank is requiring customers to submit an income verification form from the Internal Revenue Service. The Strata Elite's launch this summer was supposed to mark Citi's re-entry into the premium card market, giving it a foothold to compete with American Express's Platinum Card and the Chase Sapphire Reserve Card. The segment has drawn card issuers because wealthy customers are more willing to pay high fees and spend heavily, generating lucrative interchange revenue. In a statement, Citi said it regrets the inconvenience some of our card members have experienced and that protecting accounts was its top priority. We are continuously assessing our processes and communication for improvement and are committed to effective resolution, the bank said. Citi declined to say how many customers were affected by the account freezes or what prompted them. The lockout has been especially frustrating for Collette, who works in IT. Before applying for the card, the highest annual fee the 29-year-old Texan had paid for a card was $99. Now he and other cardholders who have been locked out of their accounts fear they won't meet the spending threshold needed in the first 3 months to earn the sign-up bonus Citi advertised. So, and then we have a little chart here from JD Power, average monthly spending on primary credit card by annual fee. Annual fee of less than $500 has annual spending of probably about $1,100. Annual fee of $500 or more has an annual spending of 20, looks like probably about $2,700. So very interesting. Obviously, the high rollers who are willing to fork over more than $500 to pay an annual fee are spending more money, which makes sense, because I think that it would probably be worth it if you are, again, if you're flying all over the place, maybe you're gallivanting around for a lot of business, maybe you have to fly around the US or internationally to go meet with business clients or something like that along those lines. So it could, again, could make sense. But for about a month after receiving his card, Collette used it for everyday purchases to reach that spending target. Then the card suddenly started getting declined. When he checked the Citi app, he saw an alert saying he needed to submit additional documentation. After mailing in the requested IRS form, he was told he wouldn't be notified when his account status changed. It was a game of checking the app every day to see if I could finally use my card, said Collette, who filed a complaint with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau in September. It was just ridiculous on their side. In a written response to Collette's complaint reviewed by the Journal, Citi said credit card issuers can suspend or close accounts at their discretion. So far, some cardholders say Citi has declined to prorate the annual fee to account for the weeks they were unable to use their cards. They say the bank has also refused to extend the bonus window. Citi has been dealing with deeper structural problems. Since 2020, regulators have pressed the bank to fix its operational systems, which remain poorly integrated after years of acquisitions. Newsflash for everybody, Citi has always been a mess in terms of like a lot of their internal stuff. You go back to Citi's history over the last 40 years, they have probably been fined and more than probably any other bank in the US. They are just perpetually being blasted for this, that, the other thing. Now, Wells Fargo for sure took some of the spotlight off of them in more recent years, but again, you look at them over the last 4 decades, Citi, I think, wins that prize by far and wide. When Ben Hugh called Citi last month to find out why his Strata Elite card was being declined, he got a different explanation each time. First, he said he was told his credit limit was zero. Then he was told his address was wrong. Finally, after several days of calls, he learned he needed to submit the IRS form. Before the debacle, the 32-year-old software engineer in New York City had considered moving some of his savings to Citi's wealth management division to take advantage of a discount on the Strata Elite's fee. Now he says he plans to close the card before the next renewal date. Soon after his first call to customer service, two other Citi cards he had had for years were also blocked. For now, he is leaving them that way. Like, I don't want to be the one to call anymore. He said they can block them if they want. I don't need them. Others don't feel they can walk away so easily. One cardholder worried that closing his Citi accounts could damage his credit score, since the bank's cards make up roughly half of his total available credit. The ordeal has been costly for some. Janice Lynch, 62, was abroad when she received notice that her 6 Citi accounts would be closed if the bank didn't receive the IRS form within 30 days. The final days of what was supposed to be a retirement adventure turned into repeated calls with customer service. Since she couldn't get confirmation that Citi received the document despite spending $118 on courier fees, she decided to cut her trip short and resolve the issue from home, shelling out $600 for a last-minute flight to Washington, D.C. Last I checked, there's no criminal charges against me, no indictment, so why did I have to fly all the way back from Bangladesh, Lynch said. Last week, after Colette's account had been frozen for more than a month, a representative told him that it was restored and offered 5,000 bonus points worth about $50 for the inconvenience. But his rewards remain frozen, meaning he can't redeem the concession. Colette said he is no longer convinced the card's benefits justify its price and plans to close the account. If you're subscribing to these cards for those premium treatments and premium benefits, you do expect higher levels of service. Colette said they completely missed on this. So, yeah, very interesting story here. Obviously, Citi, as they said, Citi trying to get in to compete better with American Express and with the Chase Sapphire rewards cards, no doubt. But this is obviously not the way to go about it. This launch on this Strata Elite rewards card is not looking good here. Not looking good at all. And again, I don't know. I mean, I would think that a bank of Citi's size. I mean, obviously, this isn't Citi's first rodeo, right? This isn't the first time out. I mean, why they would be unable to launch this card? I mean, it almost sounds like that the offer that they put out was probably too good to be true, and a lot, they put out a really dynamite offer that perhaps they got a lot more people than they expected to sign up and pay the fee. Perhaps they went a little bit too grandiose, a little bit too big, and they got, like I said, they just got way too many people into the product too quickly, and then they realized, like, oh man, this is actually going to be a losing proposition for us, because all these people are jumping into the card. They paid the fee, we gave them the card, they're spending the money, and now they're going to get all these rewards, which is going to end up costing us a lot more money than maybe we wanted to shell out, than maybe they thought it to be. I don't know, I'm just spitballing here. I have no idea. But again, just not a good look for Citi as they try to launch out this rewards program. So anybody out there shopping for a rewards card right now probably might just want to stick to American Express and Chase. That'd be my guess at the moment. So, but at least until they could kind of get this stuff, worked out. But we'll see what happens. But anyway, that being said, if you like this episode, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe, as that always helps the channel. Remember, we are on YouTube, Rumble, and all major podcast platforms. Please be sure to leave your comments down below, as I always love getting back to everybody. And as always, make sure to check out some of the other content on the channel. I thank you so much for listening. Have a great day out there, and I will see everyone again real soon.